I'm definitely not ashamed to say that I'm a Kiss fan. As a kid, they were the first group that made me not only want to play music, but to make it my life. So I'll always hold a special place for them. When most people think of Kiss, one of the biggest bands in rock history, most of the time they think of the face makeup images of the four original members, which is understandable. Unfortunately, I think that means that Eric Carr hasn't gotten the recognition he deserves, not only as a member of Kiss, but as a drummer in general. But the real reason I wanted to do a tribute to him was because I'd actually met the man a few times, and he was just a really sweet, cool, humble, down-to-earth guy. First time I met him, we were at some friends and I were at the Monsters of Rock show, big festival show going on at Giant Stadium in New Jersey. Now, Kiss wasn't playing. It was Van Halen, the Scorpions, Dokken, Metallica, and Kingdom Come opening up the whole thing. And my friends and I had no interest in seeing Kingdom Come, so we're hanging out at my friend Mike's pickup truck in the parking lot, and a little ways away, up pulls this huge stretch limo, and out gets Eric Carr with these two hot girls who were actually part of a all-girl band that he was managing at the time called Harry Carey. So Eric's talking to someone at the security gate, and I'm not an autograph guy. There's two autographs that I've asked for in my life. One was Peter Criss, and the other one was Eric Carr on this day. And I'm looking for something to write on, and the only thing that I could find was a crumpled up old flyer from one of my bands in my friend Mike's truck. And the only thing I could find to write with was a broken piece of a purple crayon. So, as ridiculous as it sounds, I went up to Eric Carr with this torn up piece of flyer and a broken purple crayon, and he was very gracious. He laughed a little bit, but he signed it, and it was very cool. And here's my Eric Carr autograph. So I get my autograph, I leave him be, and but the story doesn't end there. We're back in my friend's truck, and we're having a couple beers, Meisterbrow to be exact, because it was cheap and we were young and broke. And a little while later, who comes over to my friend's truck but Eric Carr, asking if he could have a beer with us. And I just thought it was so cool. It just showed how down to earth he was, because here he was, drummer in one of the biggest bands on the planet, and he didn't forget what it was like to be a regular guy, doing regular things like drinking cheap beer in a parking lot on a hot summer day, just shooting the breeze. I met him on one other occasion. My band at the time, Cyanide, with the crumpled flyer that he signed, was doing a show at a place called Studio One in Newark. And also on the bill was that all-girl band he was managing, Harry Carey. And Eric Carr was at the show. And we spoke for a bit, and we actually talked about the possibility of him managing our band as well. And even though that didn't happen, he treated us with a lot of respect. And I always held on to these encounters with him years later when I was fortunate enough to be traveling around parts of the world playing music for people. I always made sure that I treated fans in a way that made them feel as special as they made me feel. And even on days if I was tired or not feeling well, I made it a point to meet anyone that wanted to meet or get an autograph or talk. And I treated them with all the respect and humility that Eric Carr treated us with on that day so many years prior. Because if someone that was a much bigger rock star than I was ever going to hope to be could do it, then so could I. Even if you're not a fan of Kiss's music, as a drummer, I'll hope you'll check out some of his fantastic playing and go listen to some of the Kiss stuff from the 80s. And I would start with the entire Creatures of the Night album. It's just rocking top to bottom. But more importantly than his musical contribution, the reason I wanted to do this little tribute to him was because in meeting him, I know firsthand, he was just a really, really, really good guy. So here's to you, sir. Rest in peace. I hope to have another cheap beer with you again someday.